If you are a if you are an Indian or Indian origin person in late 50s and 60s, uh, chances are you have this sort of a pull when you hear word Himalayas. It draws you in. Uh, there's a sense of interest, uh, even a longing at times. And while that's true, but if someone says the word trekking in Himalayas, that has different reaction that most of us have in this age group. There are a number of us who would simply say, oh, that's something that maybe the young guys do and that's great for them, not for me. And then there is a group of us who find that notion of being out there in the remote Himalayas appealing. And while it has that pull, at the same time, it creates a sense of almost either rejection or hesitation to say, yeah, interesting, but not really for me. Or maybe not something that I can do. And I understand that sense. Be honest, I did my first trek not at a young age, at a much later stage of my life. In fact, I was 60 plus when I did that. Let me assure you that those butts that you might be feeling right now or sensing, you're not alone. And it's understandable. In fact, vast majority, a significant majority of my friends in my circle, my age group, they were exactly the same camp. So what had happened is, about 2 years back, I managed to find a group of 5, 6 of my engineering buddies who not only expressed interest but actually came on a trek with me, their first Himalayan trek near Manali. And what has also happened since that first trek is this year, which is 2 years later, I have a group of 10 of my engineering buddies who are coming along. And interestingly, it's not just those 10 buddies, 6 of the spouses out of those 10 people are also coming along for a trek in Himalayas. And the answer I learned in this whole experience and whole journey is, it's when people are open to moving from the butts that are in their mind, as in the concerns that maybe I'm not fit, maybe it's something that too risky for me, maybe it is something I don't know how to do it, maybe. And if they move from those butts to if only, as in they start articulating what is it that if it happens, then they may consider doing it. And in fact, those are the conversations I had with my friends when we did the first trek. And that resulted in some of them going and experiencing the trek, feeling good about it. And the fact that many of them had positive experiences. Now there's a group of 10 who were harboring those butts, but now open to the idea that if only this was there, then I would do it. And most of the time in my experience, what I found is the biggest if only is, I don't know what it takes to do it. And if only somebody like you can help me figure that out, be with me, plan something that is manageable for me, I don't mind giving it a try. So that would be, I would say, a suggestion here. Having covered this journey over the last 4-5 years and last 2 years with my friends, But having said that, I would still say no. Don't just jump into it. Think if you have some genuine health issues, if you have some genuine concerns like fear of heights, fear of being in an area where there's little comfort, and if you really have any those of significant showstoppers, yeah, be cautious. Don't. I wouldn't say this whole thing is for everybody, but yeah, if you don't have showstoppers and you have more of those buts and if onlys, then probably the best shortcut is to find someone, a friend, a companion, somebody known, or even a trekking group that does these hikes for people a certain age group and has a track record of doing that comfortably. Try that. That might be one way to check it out.